Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Lance and Lauren here, bringing you episode 13 of Elevated with Lance and Lauren. So,
Hey, guys.
thanks for joining with us. And this one's an exciting one because
Yeah.
this one here, I think, is probably, man, I wouldn't say is like one of the things that we hear the most often. It's just something that we probably witness more often, is where we see
I would
this
agree.
sort of thing happening. So,
Yeah.
today the title is your relationship a team or a group project that only you are doing the work for?
Bum,
Yikes.
bum, bum.
And to be honest, it may be that you're it's a group project that only your friend or only your spouse is doing the work on too.
Mm-hmm.
So, nevertheless, we're going to chat about that because hopefully we're
Glazed
going
on by that.
So because basically what I'm saying is it might be you, but we're going to chat about that in a second. So, everybody remembers the group projects where only one person does the work and the whole team takes the credit.
So, if you've ever been in a group project and you have been the sole leader of the group project, say, that's me, hashtag that's me down in the comments, because I guarantee you we have some people who
absolutely.
you've been that person.
I was that person for sure. I was the geeky
Same.
introvert kid, and I didn't have a backbone enough to say, hey, you guys suck and I'm not doing this for you. So,
know
growing
what?
up, it was just where I just did the work, and I didn't want that kid to do it because I'm definitely not taking his score. So I'm like, you sit there and eat glue. I'm going to do the work here because I don't want I don't
wanna
want your
see.
effort being portrayed into this. So,
Oh my
no.
gosh, I would look for people in my classroom. Some of my friends I can remember, if they watch this, they'll attest to this. But we would specifically point out each other, like, no, we're in a group together, because we all knew that we would work hard.
Yeah.
But we hated when the teachers would assign stuff and
That-
you'd get
yes.
screwed and be stuck in a group with people who didn't work.
That's what it was. When we got to choose, it was me and a couple other little geeky introverts also, and we did really well. And so I can remember some of those people I'm still friends with to this day,
Right.
and they're still those people. So they're still the artist and still that. So, but what we're talking about today, though, is just using that analogy is the fact that not just when you're thinking of relationship, I know that everybody thinks of only thinking of marriage, but we're not just talking about that or
Right.
talking about significant others. We're talking about group projects. We're talking about working with a business partner. We're talking about your significant other. We're even talking about your friends, because the reality is that a lot of people have had fallings out with friends, families. There's divorce. There's all these things happening. And a lot of times this is the reason why.
Right.
And so because we do lifestyle coaching with our clients and not just fitness coaching, these are some of the aspects that we talk about with our clients. And so the fact is that one thing that you need to understand is within a group, within your dynamic of whomever you're connected with, is that selfishness is what's going to lead to doing things solo, and then it's going to create some tension or resentment, just like there was in the groups that we talked about at the beginning of the session or the beginning of the video here.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. And so we wanted to kind of paint that picture because of the fact that many of you guys are either the guilty party or the victim in a relationship, whether it's a friend, whether it is your marriage, your relationship with your significant other, maybe your parents, it doesn't matter. Every aspect, I would say every sort of relationship has the potential for this.
Yeah.
And I think that we were kind of chatting about this week, and it was like, this is one of the things that we see more often than anything in like where there's discord between two individuals.
Yeah.
And it's because one of them kind of has that VIP diva attitude of, I'm above this, I don't have to do this. Or, again, where everybody knows, and again, I know it's a hot subject with gender stuff, but we're going to talk about the real gender stuff, the old gender, the gender roles that were considered to be stereotypes. I'm not going to help out in the kitchen because that's her job. That's not accurate. That's not what we do. And so we're in this relationship sense, we are going to talk about a couple of those things, because one of the things that Lauren and I do a little bit differently than what we've seen or witnessed other people do is we've learned to treat things like a team.
Yeah.
And so when there are chores to be done, I don't treat it as if that's hers and this is mine. If she's cooking, I pretty much won't even let her help with the cleaning process at the end. It's not because of a gender thing. It's not because I'm great. It's just simply because it's a team, and I hate
think you're
unfairness. Well, I don't like unfairness. But
Right.
on the other end of the spectrum, though, Lauren is not the person that's going to go, help me with the dishes, and then whenever you need help with something, I'm going to be like, sorry, Lauren is, will help me sweep in the garage, or she's helping bringing in wood, or she's holding things, like she helps move. And so the point is we don't have, are there limitations that she has
Yes.
because of her gender? I'm not going to say because of her gender. I'm going to say because she's 3 foot, it's not going to
Well,
be.
but I can't
Yes, I'm
lift
making a
3,000
joke.
pounds
Yes.
like you can. Duh. I mean, that's just common sense.
There are things that our genders provide that are different. And the fact is that Lauren is not better or worse than me because she's a woman, and I'm not better or worse because I'm a man.
Yep.
She does things, and I require a woman in my life like her because she is all the things that I suck at.
Right.
And the fact is that that's great.
That's right.
Well, because that is what it is. And likewise, my gifts are my, as a man, just me as an individual, if I've done my job, she's done her job in choosing a partner, then I fulfill the things that she's not good at. And it doesn't mean that I complete her. She was not incomplete before me.
Nope.
But the fact is that we are a team and we complete the process. So now that we've gotten all that out of the way, what I wanted to talk about is the fact that when there's a team focus, okay, we tend to see the big goal instead of just our soul emotional wants or tantrums in a given moment. And what that means is everybody's been the bratty 13-year-old that wants to let their mom and dad, who pays for everything, cleans everything, does everything, and this little kid doesn't mind being 13 years old and then letting their mom, who's worked a 12-hour shift, go, "Mom, I really wanted to get to the movie. Can you just handle the dishes while I go off?" The mom's like, "Sure, whatever," does it. The point, this is, if you're doing this in your relationship, whether it's, if you're 13, don't do that to your mom. If you're 13 watching it, hey, congrats for watching this. But the point is that if you're doing that to your significant other, to your friend, if she is truly my friend, I would feel guilty doing that to her, letting her. Now, there's going to be times where she's like, "Hey, you got to get there. You go do that thing. I'm going to finish up this thing." That's teamwork. What it isn't is, okay, well, I've got to get somewhere and I don't want to do this, so I'm going to manipulate the situation to get out of work or to get out of helping. You don't screw over your best friend. And if you're married, hopefully you're married to your best friend, or you're married to someone that you would desire to be your best friend, but you just don't know how. And stay tuned, we're going to help you to get there eventually. But this is what happens. And so when you begin viewing everything as a collective, as a unit, you don't see things as this is my chore and this narcissistic behavior of that's mine, that's hers, it's her against me, and so on and so forth. It starts becoming of like, we want to sit down and watch a movie together. So in order to do that, the work needs to be done before we can do it. I can sit here on my butt and watch something while she's doing the work that's hers. And then when she's done, we can both watch something an hour later. Or I can treat us like a team. I can jump in and she's going to say, "No, this is mine. It's okay." And I'm going to say, "No, because I want us both to watch TV or watch whatever or read a book or go to this game or do whatever." When it's a unit like that, the selfishness disappears because you're desiring to do the thing together with the person. There's still some selfishness because you're focused on having fun. But instead of doing it on your own,
That's
you
together.
want to do it together.
Yeah.
This is what happens, and there's power there. And let me just tell you, guys who are rolling your eyes right now going, "Who is this clown talking about this?" or whatever, because I know what you're thinking. Let me just break it down for you this way. If you're not having as much sex as you want and you think it's her problem, this is your problem, guy. You're not doing the stuff that makes her want to say, "Yeah, I love him and I really see that he cares about me." So stop blaming your garbage on why your sex life isn't where it should be, and take ownership and understand that it's stuff like this.
The women are in the at home. They're just.
So the point is, I'm not trying to be, I know that people call that like gender traitors and stuff like that. That's garbage. Those are the same people who just want the status quo to be okay. And chances are the people who want the status quo to be okay, they're the ones on the couch while their partner's in doing all the work. So of course you want the status quo. But if you don't want the status quo of feeling like she's nagging, or feeling like you don't have sex often, or feeling like this thing or that thing, these are the areas you're going to want to pay attention to. So I'm just going to tell you that right now. So if you're thinking that these things don't matter to you, they do matter. But if you want him, her, your friend to be closer and for you guys to be that unit, these are the things to focus on and to work on, you know?
Yeah, I don't have anything to add there because that was great.
No, I didn't mean to be as controversial. So
No, honestly, I'm just gonna say it shouldn't be controversial. It just shouldn't. You and I, we always have things to work on in our marriage.
Of course.
But one of the things that I love, just like Monday night was a busy day. It was a late night. No, I'm sorry, it was Tuesday. Tuesday, and it was last night. I had my Bible study going. You had calls. We're cooking, and I was getting dinner prepared, and I had things prepared prior, and I had put it in the oven, all that kind of stuff. And then it's like you come down and just start pitching in. And then when we're done eating, you just go in there and start putting things away. And you're washing the dishes and loading them in the dishwasher, and I'm taking the leftovers and sticking them in containers so we can just close up shop and be done. And I love that I don't have to do all of that by myself. Because if I had to prepare a meal, clean it all up, put it in containers, and you just sat there and fiddle-farted on your phone, I would be mad. I really would. I would be like...
A lot of people do get mad, or maybe they're not mad, but they start getting resentful.
Resentful would be a better word.
And the thing of it is, guys, and just so you know, guys, we're not talking about just men and women here as far as like one versus the other. I have witnessed quite the opposite. You guys got to keep in mind, I have been in personal training and fitness coaching for almost 16 years now. If I wrote a book, it would be one of the most inappropriate, explicit books you can imagine, because the things that I've witnessed and seen and been told, they're insane. Yeah. With that being said, 95% of my clientele has been female. Of course, I have heard a million stories of what we just described, in which case the male does not participate. But if you are thinking that the reverse does not happen, you are sorely mistaken. I have had so many female clients that I have absolutely flat out let them know that they're cruel to their partner. And this is not a gender thing. What we're talking about is some of the gender, I would say some of the gender stigmas or stereotypes. We're just wanting to break those because it's not a gender. There are things related to gender that she's better at and things that I'm better at. And then there are things that I should be better at for my gender that I'm not, and she's better at. So those things, we kind of break the mold too. What we are getting to, though, is very simply, if I treat her like she is some sort of, she's subservient to me of any kind whatsoever, I don't care if you're male or female, if you're a woman and you're doing the whole, feminism and he's going to wait on me hand and foot, you're not a team. Mm-hmm. If you're going to do the masculine thing and chauvinistically believe that it's her job to wait on you and to do this and do that, you're right, then you're also not a team. And here's the deal, guys. You want to know why statistically why marriage is 50% ending in divorces? It's because nobody wants to work on this stuff. Yeah. Believe me, if you think that I'm stating that I have not had my problems, the things that I've done in my marriage, the things that have happened, I have solely been a part of nearly crashing our marriage at times because I've been an idiot. But I also learned because I refused to stay an idiot. That's the difference. So ignorance is something that unfortunately can't always be helped unless you learn that there's a better way and refuse to see it. And I can be ignorant at times, but I refuse to be stupid. Mm-hmm. And so that's what we're talking about here. So here's the thing, guys. Again, because we're not just talking about just the relationship of significant others, growing up, we were kind of raised in this way, in which case, because you're focused on the collective, you're not just focused on yourself. And these are biblical principles. These are things that my mom raised us with. And so what happens is you start helping friends with chores to be able to get to the water park sooner, or one person starts doing the dishes while the other dries, because you don't see your friend as somebody who's beneath you, and you don't see them as somebody who you're entitled to their efforts. And if this is you in your relationship, you're treating your marriage or your relationship with your significant other differently, or dare I say even hypocritically, compared to what you would do with your friend. Guys or girls watching, would you watch your best friend do work while you sat there and did nothing? Chances are no. If you are, then you're a jerk. You need to wake up and actually change some things. But if you're the normal person, chances are you would not do that. You would jump in and want to help. Yeah. Why would you not do that for your significant other, though? If so, and this is a person you expect quite a bit more from than your friend, yes? Right, yeah. So this is why we want to encourage you to start thinking about things in a sense of keeping your relationships consistent. And the consistency is treating them as if you're on a team, because you are. And that's the whole fact, is that I have let go of friends in my life that didn't treat me as if we were on a team. If there's rivalry, like competitiveness, in which case this friend does not have my best interest, that's not somebody that I really want to invest, because I want my friend to know that if they call me at 3 in the morning, they don't even have to explain what's going on. They know that I'm going to pick up and go, where do I need to be?
Yep.
I expect that, or hope for even a fraction of that from my friend. And if I get somebody that is basically proving that they're not even seeing me as a teammate, I can't even expect that. So therefore I can't give that. So I'll match whatever efforts are given. I'll exceed them, but I'll match them for sure. But I'm not going to, watch somebody treating me as if I'm the hero and they're just going to let it fly in. It doesn't work that way. So, and I think that, you and I, we've seen that in friendships. We've seen that with clients. We've seen that with you and I, so on and so forth. So, the last thing is that, this thing can't happen if you feel you're above the team because you're a captain, or a man, or a feminist, or whatever it is, or that you're entitled, basically. Let's just call it what it is. I'm entitled, and I don't have to do the other stuff. I don't have to treat them like they are my equal. But the fact is that if you feel like that because you're a captain, or whatever other pride is happening there, this is the deal. You're going to prevent you from living the highest quality of life. Tony Robbins did a specific thing on, and it was an entire module that I remember hearing about 15 years ago, in which case he talked about the difference between doing things on your own and amplifying energy by doing things with other people. And the conclusion of this is, I can go to a movie on my own and enjoy it. You can do the same. Why on earth do you bring somebody with you to go to the movies when you guys don't talk during the movie? It's not like it's an interactive thing like a game. Why do you do that? Because the other person's energy with you is going to elevate and amplify the experience. That's the way that God designed us, and that's what's supposed to happen in your friendship and your marriage. When you are not treating your partner like this, your friend, your marital partner, whatever this is, that's what you're going to run into. Pride is getting in the way of you guys experiencing what you could when you invite a friend to a movie. So you must be an equal and see all others on the team as equal to get the most out of every experience. So my challenge for you is, if this is a struggle, just think simply, what do I want out of the experience tonight on the couch with my wife or with my husband? What do I want for dinner? Well, chances are you don't want tension and hostility. You probably want like a good relationship. You want things to be comfortable and have fun. With that being said, which actions are going to be more in alignment with that? You sitting on your butt while she's in there doing all the dishes, and she comes in tired, or vice versa, never mind the he-she thing, or you both pitch in, you build camaraderie, and then you both together go sit down and do things together collectively. It's pretty rhetorical, but obviously you can see that that is the one that is the healthiest. So I hope this helps you guys. I hope that this is something that resonates with you, because these are the things that we've put into implementation within our marriage. And again, we're not perfect. We get so many things wrong. It would be embarrassing to admit how many things that we get wrong. But the fact is that these are the things that we work on, and it amplifies the quality of our marriage, our life. And therefore, again, you feel better whenever you want to go work out because you're in sync. You feel better whenever you go to do something together because you're in sync. And again, your sex life is better, your conversations are better, and the person sitting next to you actually wants to be there. They're not wishing that you had a bowling night on a Tuesday or something. Why do I say that? Because that was a specific individual growing up that I wish that had a bowling night, because they made me uncomfortable. This was an individual who did not participate. So the point is that these sort of things like this, when you treat your partner, your friend, your family as a teammate, you're going to start collectively helping them win, and the selfishness of, I just want to go sit by myself, begins to fade away. So
I would also add to that, you won't be having a lot of, how do I say, awkward silences and tension whenever you are, let's just give an example, but you are in your living room and you're chilling out for the night and the TV's on, but yet you guys don't communicate because there's so much unspoken tension, resentment, maybe hostility. That's certainly not what you ordered from the Taco Bell drive-thru, but that's what you got. And so you won't have those things because you will feel literally connected instead of feeling like, we're just here. Because that's what happens, and there's all this space starting to hit you. There's all this space and distance because of the things that are not talked about, worked through, and all of that. So that would be my biggest thing for you guys to think about is when you're in your living room tonight and y'all are chilling out, or maybe you guys sit in bed together and read a book or whatever the case may be, monitor the room. How does the atmosphere feel? think about it.
And if you've got the attitude that you're some sort of team captain, understand that a true team captain, and again, I've read so many dang books on people on leaders and you name it. I am not into sports, but I'll tell you, I can tell you everything about the most successful coaches and captains of sports teams and sports past, because they all have something in common. They're selfless and they want to serve others. So that's my mission in life, is to be a servant of some kind to everybody that I come into contact with, that I'm supposed to be in contact with. And so with my marriage, that's an extension of that. With my clients, it's an extension of that. And I feel that if you were to ask people in my life if I'm consistent in those things, at least now, I think that they would say that I am consistent in those things because I focus on that. It's not because there's something special about me. It's because I desire those things and those things matter.
Yeah.
So my point is, if you're thinking yourself, if there's a mental block that prevents you from seeing how you being more involved could make a difference, understand that a team captain usually, again, takes the fall, for the team, make sure that, again, everything is in order, and that person is willing to take all the to make all the sacrifices in order to make sure that the team gets off without a hitch. And when you focus on that, if you truly want to be a leader, if you consider yourself a high achiever, a leader, somebody who especially has empathy and actually is a good person, I would highly implore you to start thinking about other people as people that you can serve, instead of thinking about what you can get out of them or thinking about yourself. I promise you, the funny thing is I make a joke about this, but like, if you are a selfish person, and I don't mean like selfish, like I'm making a joke here to state that, like, if I'm a person who I only care about good things happening to me, then I'm going to do things for other people, because the laws of the universe, and I'm not talking about laws of attraction and nonsense like that. I'm talking about the laws of the universe that God created. Yeah. Those laws of the universe are stated as such that if I begin to put out things, you can call it karma. That's not the real accuracy, but it's
actually serving others.
Right, that's it. But if I continue to do that, I'm going to be blessed. I'm going to constantly find myself in areas of surplus instead of lack, and so on and so forth. So the funny thing is that if you're smart and you're selfish, you're going to serve people to get more anyway. Now, obviously, I'm making a joke, but it's like if you're selfish and you're doing the things the way you are now, you're stupidly selfish, because you think you're getting more out of it, but you're getting so much less out of life because of your selfishness. So the point is, if you want more for you, do more for others. You'll have more than you've ever had. I promise you. So anyway, we're going to wrap there. Is there anything else you want to add to? I know I did the majority of the talking on this one here.
You did. So, we didn't teamwork today.
We didn't teamwork at all, even though it was on teamwork. So nevertheless, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to let us know if you have any questions, comments, anything like that.
Hashtag value. You got value out of this.
Yes, let us know if you felt like this was something that added value. If you felt offended, if you felt like this was something that kind of ruffled your feathers, think about it, pray about it. Let us know, like, what sort of things, like, really did that. Yeah. Is it a discomfort because, you're being implored to move? So I hope this helps you guys. I promise you, though, that if you implement these things, your marriage is going to be blessed, your friendship's going to be blessed, your family relationship is going to be blessed. So thanks so much, guys. Tune in on the next one. We'll see you soon.
Bye.